So for the last 3 years, I've had dash cams in all my vehicles. I've always been an advocate for dash cams to protect yourself and your loved ones. Recently, this event right here has proven to me that they are absolutely necessary. Alright, more on that later. I want to get to the details and unboxing. And anyone who wants to stick around, I'll share the story at the end. Alright, so I've tested and used over 10 different systems in the last 3 years. My favorite has been the Grdian Defender Plus. I've done an installation video with that camera. I'll link to that in the upper right. But right now, I want to go into the newest in the product line from Grdian. It's the Krios Mini. Now, I've already opened this box, so this isn't a first time seeing it. The new Krios Mini, I want to put this in the category of something you can just buy and put in your car in 10 minutes. You don't need a crazy installation process. It is extremely simple to perform the installation. You have everything you need in one box. The only thing that you don't have is a memory card. Now I recommend you don't cheap out. Don't go buy a super low priced card. This is the card that is going to protect you when something bad happens. So you're going to want to put some extra money in it. These cards right here are available on the Grdian website. These cards are the Transcend Premium cards. And you gotta remember one thing about dash cams. They are constantly recording, constantly overwriting data. So you want something that can take on a high overwrite, and you also want something that can perform in extreme heat and extreme cold. So you don't want to cheap out on these cards. By the way, since Grdian is a WorkPlayDrive approved brand, I worked out an affiliate discount code with them to save you on your purchases. And your purchases also go to help our channel. Details on the discount code, which is WorkPlayDrive, will be in the description below. Alright, so that's it for the box. Let's keep that on display. Let's start with the mount. So normally a lot of windshield mounts are suction cup based. These guys use 3M automotive adhesive. So what that means is no more coming out to your car with your dash cam sitting in your front seat because it fell down due to extreme heat and cold. Another cool thing is this one, which I don't see in a lot of dash cams. Once you stick it to your window, it is still adjustable, so you can get that perfect angle or perfect swivel or tilt, so you can have the full front of your car, including the fenders and everything. And again, when you're recording dash cam footage, you definitely don't want to get a lot of sky. You want to get the road, the fenders around you. The least amount of sky possible, the better. Alright, so we got an awesome mount, and it looks like it just slides right in. Yep, look at that. Slides right in, nice and easy. So that means if you want to take this out of your car, you just simply have to slide it out. Now, something very cool to mention here is down below, it's got a sensor. So what this camera does is it takes photos when you gesture, and that's a wave your hand underneath the camera. It'll take a photo, and when you open the app and connect to the camera, those photos will automatically sync back to your Grdian app. Here's a cool feature I've been wanting for my cars. This camera here has an automatic parking mode, which means for say the Challenger, if you were to plug this into your port on the side and change that port to battery connected, so there's a fuse in the trunk of the car where you can swap that and make this a battery connected port that's on all the time, this camera will sit and record at 1 frame per second. And that's a very low data using thing, so you're not going to fill up your car by being parked all day. But it records at 1 frame per second, and when it senses shock or sees motion, it'll begin recording at a normal 30 frames per second. So you got a little bit extra protection for your car while it's just sitting in a parking lot somewhere. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. And, you know, I've just been a little lazy. There are other cameras out there, but at this price point, and with Grdian's reputation, there's really not many. So this is another awesome feature that was introduced with this Krios Mini here. What I like about the Grdian is you can easily pop it off your windshield, pull the SD card out, and quickly and easily access and watch all of the videos. Now this camera connects to your phone over Wi-Fi, and if you run the Grdian app, you can download all the photos that you took through the gesture method. You can also view and download videos and also look at the mapping data if you have the GPS. More on that in a second. Now let's talk about the power cord. There's two versions that you can pick from. One of them just comes with an 11-foot power cord, and the other comes with an 11-foot power cord with an integrated GPS module. GPS module is pretty awesome because what it winds up doing is it tracks your speed and your location and puts that into the video. So it's embedded in the video. So when you launch your app or you use one of the dedicated desktop applications, you can actually watch the video and watch what's going on a map to see where you are, what your location is, and your current speed. So for some of you, this may not be a good idea for those of you who drive frequently in fake Mexico. But for others, if you are into exploring and driving around, you want to know where that really cool place that you saw was, this is a really good feature. For a couple extra bucks, you can have this added in. It comes with a cigarette lighter port. My recommendation is just use this for the camera. It does come with a 2.4 amp charging port in addition to it, but I in the past have had some phones that have sucked way too much power, and I've noticed in other brands that the cameras were shutting off and turning on, and you really don't want to mess with that. This is a security system for your car. And although I think it's very nice that Grdian included a 2.4, like a high-powered charging port, I think your dash cam power supply should only be for your dash cam. Don't use it for anything else unless there's an emergency. Alright, so now the camera itself records at an HD 1080p, and that is more than sufficient for, I guess, what you would call good visibility and also the ability to pack lots of data onto a card. When you're buying a card also, you're going to want to look at the 32 to 64 gigabyte range. In my past experience with other brands, and including the Grdian Defender Plus, you get about 4 to 5 hours on a 32 gig and 9 to 10 hours, which I have the card in my other car, 9 to 10 hours on a 64 gig. This is more than sufficient to be out driving, have an incident, get all the way home, and then pull the card or pull the file. Unless you're driving 12 to 13 hours a day, then I would recommend maybe getting a larger card. All right, so that's it for unboxing the Grdian Krios Mini. The installation is basically as simple as plugging this into here, plugging that into the other end, and sticking this to your windshield. Now, I would recommend that you place this in an inconspicuous area behind your mirror, possibly. If you do have one of the newer vehicles, just take a look at the back of your mirror to make sure that you're not blocking a forward-facing sensor. One of the issues I had was if you put this in front of a sensor, it won't know when it's daylight out, so your mirrors will be doing funky things. So just take a look before you mount it that you're not blocking a sensor that's on your mirror already. You definitely don't want to put this in the view of the driver, and the best position for it is in the center of the windshield so you can get a nice, perfect, even view of both sides. If you're looking for a good detailed installation video of how not only to just install this, and you don't want wires draping down in front of your, view, I have a really nice detailed video on how to easily mount the camera and run the wires all through the pillars and everything without actually disassembling your car. Just showing you areas that you can tuck it in easily without having to remove anything, and the only thing you need is a interior tool to make some distance. All right, that's it for this video here. Hope you enjoyed it. This is a great gift if you're looking to get somebody something. It's at a good price point. And just remember, there's a discount code on the bottom, and every purchase that you make with that discount code not only saves you a little bit of money, but a small percentage of that also goes to the WorkPlayDrive channel to help me buy equipment and extra products to test for you guys. So, hope this video helped you out. I'm going to throw up some driving footage with this new camera right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, so to give you the story about what happened in the beginning of this video, my wife, my 2 kids, and our pet hedgehog, we're coming back from a friend's house who happened to be pet sitting for us, and as you can see, the light was yellow as my wife was driving through it, and the person on the right decided to go. Didn't give her enough time to stop. She hit him, and that was that. Everybody was okay, even the little hedgehog. Nobody got injured. My wife had some bruising on her hands from the steering wheel and the airbag, but other than that, family was good. The person at that moment basically spun to the point where he was facing the right direction and decided to take off. Didn't stop, didn't stay, just drove off, and that was that. A moment later, police came up over the hill. It was an off-duty cop. He made sure everybody was okay, and then he took off after the guy, but was unsuccessful in finding him. Later that day, the gentleman turned himself in to the local police department stating that he stopped, he made sure everyone was okay, he wasn't feeling well, and he left. Oh, and that my wife clearly ran the red light and it was all her fault. That was all great. So basically, right then and there, pulled the dash cam footage, pulled some photographs, handed it to the police department. They wrote up their accident report. My insurance company was giving me a little bit of trouble about payment because there was a dispute on the accident stating that it was my fault from the driver. Despite the accident report, the driver, told his insurance company it was our fault. So provided my insurance company with the footage, and we were good to go. So they initiated payment. The only thing that was left was the covering of the rental car and the $500 that we had on, the Hyundai. So I went to get that from his insurance company, and his insurance company denied payment because he claimed it was our fault. I took my file with the dash cam footage, I sent it to his insurance company, and within a half a day, a check was issued. So in all three instances, within a couple hours, that dash cam footage kind of cleared the way of me having to argue what happened. So there's your value of a dash cam. Now the one thing that I got to say is we didn't get the guy's plate number. So in the beginning, just due to the angle of his car and everything like that, we didn't get his plate number. So that kind of sucked. But we did get a picture of the person and stuff like that. So it did really kind of help, making sure it was him. The other thing too is the person that was driving that other car continued to lie to the police about various details of the accident. So it was very, having a 1080p footage, and that was an older dash cam. That was one of my first dash cams that I ever purchased. So just to give you an idea of the longevity you should expect out of this, that dash cam was well over 3, maybe 4 years old. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's well over 3 years old, and it's been running the same memory card, an extreme, high quality memory card for that long as well. And it was kind of those things where you just put it in, you forget about it until you really need the footage. So that's my story on the dash cam. If you guys are on the fence about getting one, they've come in various prices. And if you can't afford like the Krios Mini, shoot me a comment below. I'll do a quick search on some of the models I've used in the past, and if they're still available, I'll go ahead and shoot you a DM with those. And see, they may be a little bit less. They may be $80 or $60 or something like that. But that's what it is. You want to protect your investment. You want to protect your family. The Krios Mini has parking mode, which really has a nice feature to have where your car is protected. And that's that. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to kill it now, and